Yes, good afternoon everyone. How are you all? Good. So how many of you have seen the paper? Raise your hand. So what is your reaction after looking at the paper? How was the paper? Tough, easy, tough, moderate. So if we have to see in the past few years, UPSC has been giving philosophical based question, right? And answering these type of question, of course, we need an accumulated knowledge. It is not something which is based on one certain topic. Okay, this is the one, it is not like a GS question, there is one topic and then you write upon that answer, not one specific topic. Earlier they used to give certain that kind of questions on based on international relation or based on certain social aspect or political aspect, but nowadays they are morphing the question in a philosophical basis. So what is very, very important is that understanding the question itself become a big challenge. Earlier the questions were little, of course, you know, earlier also there was a two set of question. One set of question, so you know that there's a two section, right? Section A and section B, and earlier they used to not give the word limit, but thankfully nowadays they are giving word limit. With this new pattern they had started giving the word limit, so we know that we have to write an essay of 1000 or 1200 words. We cannot, we should not write more than that, and we have to attempt two essay. Earlier only one essay was there. So now we have to divide the time, and from each section you have section A and section B, you have to choose one topic. It's not like you will be choosing, you know, both the topic from one section, right? So let's look into the question and then we'll discuss more about that in the process. See the question, truth knows no color. Second question is, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Third question is, thought finds a world and creates one also. The fourth one is, best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. Let's see in section B, muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. The sixth one is, the years teach much which the days never know. Seventh, it is the best to see life as a journey, not as a destination. And number 8, contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. So out of these 8 questions, I can say that at least these 2 questions, this type of question has been recurring and it has been repeating. And I think it is simple also to understand, right? That it is best to see life as a journey, not as a destination. I think all of us, we know that we need to enjoy the process rather than so much pinning on the outcome, right? For example, for UPSC also, UPSC preparation, you know, it's very demanding preparation, very, very demanding. The preparation itself is very, very voluminous. The syllabus is very large, and when we think too much about the result, we get fear, isn't it? We lack confidence. Can we do it? Am I capable of doing that? All these things come in your mind when you are focusing on the outcome. But when you enjoy the process of your preparation, oh, I am preparing for UPSC examination, I am learning so much, which I had least knowledge about the things, but now I am knowing all those things. You are curious, your curiosity is getting now satisfied, isn't it? Even Lord Krishna in Gita said what? Karma karo, phal ki chinta nahi karo, isn't it? Do your karma. That is what? That is what in our control. Doing our karma is in our hand. Fruit is not in our hand. So, when we enjoy the process, we have less stigma, we have less kind of fear, because we are enjoying the process. So, on that basis, you can stretch this essay. It is best to see life as a journey and not as a destination, because when you reach the destination, actually it is very boring. You know, or now you have so much of excitement, and you know, you are visualizing what if once I clear this examination and I become an IAS officer. So much of the excitement, the imaginations and all. But once you achieve that goal, it becomes boring, isn't it? Then you start thinking of an higher goal, isn't it or not? So, destination is just like achieving a milestone. It is never an end in itself. Becoming an IAS is not an end in itself, isn't it? But when you see, okay, becoming an IAS will give you an opportunity to make a larger impact in the society, because it gives you certain power, certain administrative power, which you can utilize to make a huge difference in the society and in your personal life also, of course. Not talking in terms of corruption, but lot of learning opportunity. When you join as an IAS officer, you have diverse job opportunity, and it is more like a learning. You learn a lot of things what a commoner may not experience those things, isn't it? And in the process, you contribute a lot towards the nation building, right? So, process, enjoy the process rather than thinking too much about the destination. So, now also when we are preparing for the UPSC, and when you enjoy the process of learning, you will feel so good that I am acquiring knowledge which I earlier did not had. But when you are too much focusing on the goal, can I able to do it in 1 year or not? I have only 1 year, I have only 6 months. Is it achievable in 6 months? Then the pressure will build, right? So yes, we should be realistic. I am not saying that we shouldn't be realistic. We should be realistic. Everybody has, a kind of certain goal fulfillment. But then always, even the Krishna says what? Detachment, isn't it? We should focus towards our goal, but with detachment, isn't it? So Bhagavad Gita has lot of things, the life lesson, isn't it or not? Why people say always read Bhagavad Gita, because it has life lesson. So these two questions, I feel it is recurring and it is much easier, I can say, isn't it or not? Are you able to understand the topic? That it is best to see life as a journey, not as a destination. Whenever you are planning a journey, like I want to go to Goa and I want to see Goa, but then in the process of going Goa, in the journey, you will find so beautiful, amazing things. So don't overlook that. The travel itself should be a kind of sense of enjoyment, not like when I'll reach Goa, then only I'll enjoy, isn't it? The travel, the entire travel, the whatever you come across, when you go from Karnataka to Goa, you will come across the Western Ghat, isn't it? So all the beauty you should cherish, not ki udhar I should sleep and I should wake up only when I reach Goa, isn't it? I'll enjoy only there. So journey should be, nice, exciting, beautiful, and we should enjoy that. The second one, contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. So what did you understand from this topic? Contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. See, they are saying natural wealth and artificial and natural. So contentment is within you. You don't have to buy it, isn't it? It is inside the person, that whether I am a person of contentment or not. That is a natural wealth. But problem is that we are not aware about that natural wealth. Many people are not aware about the natural wealth, and we run after the artificial poverty. Why it is called artificial poverty? Tell me. Why? Why luxury, this quote or this statement, why they are saying that luxury is an artificial poverty? You need to understand. You need to understand the question. If you don't understand, that is what in essay people get 130, 40 marks also, 150 marks also, but some people they will get 20, 30, 40 marks also. So all depends upon how well you understand the question. Choose the topic very, very wisely on which you have more content. First of all, understanding the question itself is very, very important. You might think that I know a lot of things on this topic, and you start writing your essay and you don't know that when you have deviated from the actual topic, or you have not understood the meaning of the question and you thought that I have written very good essay, but when the marks comes, you will feel why I have got so less marks, isn't it? So understanding the question is very, very important. And then linking whatever you are writing, it should fulfill the demand of the essay. It should be somewhere linked with the topic. It shouldn't be irrelevant. Whatever the point you are writing, you have to first question that, is it relevant? Whatever am I writing, is it linked with the topic? Isn't it or not? So before that you need to understand the meaning of the question. Why it is saying artificial luxury? Tell me. Contentment, as I told you, it is inside us. A feeling of contentment is inside us. We have to realize. So that's why it is called a natural wealth. So that meaning we have to understand why it is called natural wealth. Because it is inside us. We don't have to seek outside. Luxury is external. You are seeking outside. And then why it is called artificial poverty? One day it will collapse. Not necessarily it is going to collapse, but the thing is that luxury always makes you feel unsatisfied, isn't it? And unsatisfied thing is what? Nothing but poverty. Poverty is what? Unsatisfied desire, unsatisfied need. Poverty is unsatisfied need, unsatisfied desire. Even unsatisfied desire is what? Poverty. If my desires are not satisfied and I am not happy, I am not content, I am leading a life of poverty. And it is subjective, of course it is subjective. Some people you see who will not have much of wealth, I mean external wealth, they may live a very happy and content life. Just they are having 2 meals of day, nicely they are able to eat. Of course, if I am not able to feed myself, I cannot be content, isn't it? There are certain basic needs. If some people, their basic needs are fulfilled, they are happy, okay, theek hai. And some people, even in the luxury, they are not happy, they are not content. That's why it is anything which creates a feeling of scarcity, it is poverty. Anything. So luxury creates a feeling of what? Scarcity. I want to have more. I want to have more. Endless cravings. Endless cravings. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I need more. I need more. So when you feel that I need more, means scarcity is there. Scarcity means what? Poverty. So you see, these all have a very deeper meaning. Very deeper meaning. That's the reason I keep on telling your linguistic ability you have to improve. You have to improve your linguistic ability to understand. First of all, ability to understand, ability to comprehend, and then you will be able to write. If you understood properly, you will be able to bring relevant points, and this is how you will be able to write good essay. So I feel these two are quite safe and easy topic, but then again, depending upon the students, they may find these two topics also easy or interesting, or they may have understood, or they may have a lot of ideas, and also they can choose any of this also. Like the fifth one, you see, the muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. What does it mean? Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. Muddy water, na? So if you leave it for some time, the muddiness will settle down and the water will become clear. Now, how will you write an essay on that? Now, what things you relate? See, it's all about that, how you are relating the things. These are like idioms. Idioms, phrases, these are like that. What points you can relate? Tell me. Some points can you relate? Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. Muddy water. So when things become muddy, when things are chaotic, isn't it? When things are chaotic, when there is an instability, isn't it? When you shake, suppose you have a water bottle, and in this, at the end, there's some muddy, the water is muddy, it has settled out. You shake it, again it becomes muddy or not? Leave it for some time alone, the mud will settle down and the water will become clear. Isn't it? So when muddiness come in, so if we have to apply to our life or a situation, then when the things are chaotic, instability, that's make the thing dirty. Muddy means what? Dirty. Anger, when we are so much angry, it makes our mind dirty or not? It's like a muddy water. Our mind become muddy water. Anger, frustration, confusion, chaos, all these things makes our mind like a muddy water, dirty, unclear. Muddy water is what? Unclear. And when you are calm, quiet, why we say you should do meditation? Because meditation makes your mind calm, quiet, and then things become clear. When you are in anger, you never take proper decision, isn't it or not? Because it clouds your judgments, isn't it? Because at that point of time, you are not fit to take good decision or decision. You will always take wrong decision. In angry mood, do we take good decisions? Because impulsive behavior, when we are impulsive behavior or we are in a kind of an impulsive nature, such kind of thing will never bring clear decision. So chaos, confusion, anger, frustration, all makes our mind and soul dirty or unclear, you can say, unclear. And during that time, we should never take any decision or reactions. We should never go for such kind of reactions. Like somebody is angry, and in that you are also so angry. Road rage, heated argument on roads and all, road rage, fightings and all will happen, and even accidents, road rage. You say, why did you touch my vehicles? You touched my vehicles, and you see there's damage happened and this. So sometimes if you are like, okay, fine, thoda sa it happened, let it be cool. But sometimes they'll overreact. They'll become too much of angry, isn't it? And overreactions. So obviously that will lead to the heated argument, and then can lead to very disastrous consequences, isn't it? So what should be done? When the things are muddy, it should be left alone. Take a time, take a pause, calm down, and then take the decision. Then it becomes clear. Your mind will become clear. But when you are angry, your mind is not clear. It's like a muddy. So in that way you can apply and write the essay. So understood? Understanding the meaning and then applying, and that requires a really good knowledge and good idea. These all are examples from life only. These all are examples from life. You have to relate with the real examples. Then only you will be able to write an essay. Yes, see this. So this question also, people can write, it can be applied to higher international relation and all. You see the way, like for example, you see Israel, the West Asia, you see how it is unstable. It has becoming muddier and muddier, isn't it or not? The conflict started with, first of all, the Ukraine and Russia, later on with Israel and Palestine, and then again even Iran and US also got involved, isn't it? The entire region becoming disturbed. Why? Because anger breeds anger, and further anger breeds anger, and that leads to disastrous consequences. US, what you should have done, rather than creating problems and trouble in the already West Asia region, which is going through the trouble, it is always taking a partial decision, one-sided decision, and created another instability because it had a skirmishes with Iran. So you don't become a leader by indulging in such kind of reckless behavior. If you are a leader, you should find a solution rather than creating further problems. So in IR we can use Ukraine and Russia war again. All we can apply. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. We are not leaving it alone, isn't it? Ukraine and Russia, they could have resolved the problem, but the problems, why it is happening? US, Europe, everybody is interfering. So it is making the water more and more muddy, chaos, confusion, anger. It is increasing. That's why the solution is not coming, isn't it? If Ukraine and Russia, they are left alone, probably things could have been resolved better. We are not leaving them alone. Ukraine is thinking, I have, the West will support me, so why should I back down? And they feel that through aggression only we can win the war. Ego issue, ego problem, isn't it or not? So this, the one who understand the topic really well, they can apply to the numerous situation, situation. From Ramayana to Mahabharata, we can use the examples from Ramayana, Mahabharata to the present day, IR, international relation, domestic politics. So you will get lot of example. If you understand the topic, you will get lot of ideas which we can use, and this is how you start weaving your essay. Okay. Then you see this question. The year teaches much which the days never know. What does it meaning? Simple meaning, you tell me. What did you understood by reading this line? The years teach much which the days never know. What does it mean? Simple meaning, tell me. What did you understand? Sandhya, tell me. Bhavna, what did you understand? Anybody from this side? Biru? what it is saying, the years teach much which the days never knows. Yes, and it comes with time. It comes with time. It cannot happen in a day. It cannot happen in a day. That is what the line is saying. The years teaches much which the days never know. So we cannot build an experience by an isolated event or isolated experiences. Acha, one day I went there, it was very nice experience. You can't generalize that, isn't it? But when over the period of time you develop things have certain pattern. Like when you see what is common in successful people, what is common in all the successful people, they all are disciplined. They all are disciplined. They know the value of time. All the success people you see in whatever the field, as a farmer, as an entrepreneur, as an artist, as an lecturer, in any profession, what is common of a successful person? Discipline, isn't it? So that's what we come to know, not by one day or so, through the experience, isn't it? That you learn that why people say, see, when I tell somebody, you know, discipline, learn discipline, even I tell to myself also every day we have to be disciplined. If you want to really have a good life, discipline is extremely important. Whether in the management of our own health, our own life, discipline is extremely important. So when I say to a youngster, so they'll say, discipline mein kuch nahi hai, we should enjoy life. You know, discipline is very boring. But then when, you know, years after, you will realize, nahi, ma'am to sahi bol rahi thi. She was telling right, discipline is important. Because after these many years, what I have achieved, I have nothing achieved. Because I was not disciplined. Right? So, and that comes with what? Experience. Because you had put many years and then you realized that yes, discipline is important. If I want to really have a good life, I have to give a good direction to my life and I have to maintain consistency and discipline. Of course, it is not easy, it is tough, it is hard, right? Maintaining consistency, discipline, of course, it is not something pleasurable experience, isn't it? But nothing comes only with pleasure. You have to take the pain, isn't it? If you want to achieve certain things in life, is it not said, no gain without pain? Yes, it is right. So, without pain, you are not going. And all this comes through, all these realizations comes through experience, isn't it? When an elderly people, they say us something, why we should listen to them? Because they have experience. They have experience. They have seen life. So, they will be in a much better position to tell us that what is right and wrong. So, that is what the meaning here. The years teach much which the days never knows. We will feel by what he is saying, it's not that important and that is useless what he is saying. What I am doing is good, you know. So, all these things you will realize when? With time. They realize. Some people, they realize early. That is what some people are wise. They become wise at a very early stage and they realize it, isn't it? Early foundation. They have an early foundation of a disciplined life and they realize all those things very early in the life, and that is why they attain so much of success in their life, isn't it? The early they realize, the better the life they have. And success is not only in terms of wealth. Remember that. Success in terms of a good living, a fulfilling living, where you have a wealth is also there, but health is also there, isn't it? Health, wealth, sense of contentment, satisfaction, yeah, I have achieved enough in terms of materialistic aspect, Now I need to do something valuable, giving back to the society, right? Giving back to the society, that will give a more contentment in my life. And that all comes through the experiences, right? So that is what you can build if you know, first of all, you understand the topic well, and then only you can build relevant content. And for this, yes, you should study hard. So that is what, essay is not something that, we have to prepare so much. Yes, writing is important, because through writing only you will come to know how am I putting my thought in a logical, coherent manner. So writing is important. I may have very good, nice, ideas and information. I understood the topic also very well, but when it comes to writing, I'm not able to weave it properly, isn't it? So writing is important. Whatever is there in my mind, it has to be properly structured, and proper weaving has to be done, and that is how I can write a good essay. So writing is important. So now let's section, I hope you understood very well section B, all the topic we discussed, and you understood at least the meaning, right? Now in section A, these are the 4 topics. Again, depending upon which topic you feel you know well, you can choose. Like in this topic, I feel this is little more abstract, but then somebody can choose even this if they understood well. Truth knows no color. Truth knows no color. What does it mean? Truth is colorless. Truth is colorless. But when we give color to it, it becomes what? Biasness, isn't it? We start seeing the things from the various lenses. It could be the religious, it could be caste lens, it could be gender, it could be color, isn't it? White versus black, isn't it? So then the truth is not truth. Truth is what? Universal. Truth is what? Universal. Like all the topic we understood, we just studied, like muddy water. If left alone, it becomes clear. That is what? Truth. And that is, truth is not for me, not for you, it is for everyone. Isn't it or not? When there is instability, chaos, and you shake it, and if the water is little dirty, you shake it, it becomes muddy. You leave it, it becomes clear. So this is what? Truth. Plain truth. But when you start analyzing any idea from a different perspective, then what is happening? You are giving color. Like for example, climate change. Climate change is a truth, it is a reality. But people are utilizing, or you can say they are using different perspective. The West is not ready to share funds or technology with the developing country. They feel that climate change problem will more impact the developing country, not us, like that. But they don't know when it is going to devour the entire earth itself, isn't it? Pralay, you know Pralay? Pralay, and when Pralay come, nobody can be saved, isn't it? So now the developed country, they are thinking that climate change will create more problem for the low-lying areas, and developing countries, underdeveloped countries, we have enough of technology, we can be saved. But the climate change is not going to, spare you also. Earlier terrorism also, they were thinking like that. Terrorism, when India was saying, we are facing the terrorism issues, the world should come together to fight terrorism. They were not listening. Now you see, terrorism has become global. Even US or China or any developed country, they are not being any more spared from terrorism. isn't it or not? So that is what, if you understand the topic really well, you can write really good answer. So before that you need to understand. So this is little abstract, I can say, in comparison to all the essay, needs little more clarity, and also the what points you will write on this. The next is the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. I think this topic many of you would be knowing. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. What examples comes in your mind when you read this statement? Any examples or anything which comes in your mind? The supreme art of war is subdue the enemy without fighting. Anything comes in your mind? What comes in your mind? US tariff. So without fighting they have subdued the enemy. So have we got subdued? Have we got subdued? India is coming to its knee. Ki bhai, you had put so much of tariff, now whatever you will say we will do. So there is that is one way. See, for war. Now war can be in a different manner. It could be economic war, it could be physical war, isn't it? It could be physical war. What US is doing, it is an economic war, isn't it? So the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. You are not fighting, but you are subduing. But what US is doing, it is indirectly fighting. Indirectly fighting, if not physical fighting, it is economic fighting, isn't it or not? Sanctions, blackmailing, that is what? Blackmailing. Blackmailing, arm twisting, isn't it or not? So that is also one kind of war only. So what comes in your mind? Like for me, I can, like Gandhi comes in my mind, Buddha comes in my mind. Buddha, you know the story of an Angulimal. So Angulimal, the fearful bandit, he, before the Buddha came, and he thought ki nahi, I will rob the Buddha, and after seeing Buddha that he is still very calm, he is not at all kind of fearful of me. I am so dreaded bandit, but he is so fearless and all, and he so what Buddha did? After all, what Buddha did? What is the outcome? Buddha overcame his adversary. For that time, Angulimal was the adversary to Buddha or not? And Buddha, with the very peace and calm and reason and logic, he overcame his adversary. And Angulimal bowed before Buddha. So Buddha did not fight with Angulimal. But still Angulimal surrendered before Buddha. Isn't it or not? On the basis of his knowledge, empathy, kindness, compassion. And Buddha was so confident. Buddha was so confident. Why was he so confident? Because he was knowledgeable. He could subdue his enemy with reason and logic, without fighting. Gandhi, he used his technique of non-violence to fight the mighty British Empire. We had 1857 war, which was a violent war, the first war of independence, but we couldn't win because they didn't know that the Britishers were physically and materially very, very solid. And we didn't had also the proper planning and all, that was also an issue. But finally we won the independence through a technique what Gandhi used, Satyagraha technique, non-violence, because we used violent means, but we couldn't win with the violent means because our enemy was very mighty in terms of material aspect or physical aspect or planning aspect, very mighty, British, all the technology at their end, but we could still drive them away by using very different technique, isn't it? Without shedding blood. Without shedding blood, we can drive them away. So Gandhi technique was what? Very calculated, very thoughtful technique. Very thoughtful. He knew that we cannot drive away the Britishers with whatever the material things or the defense capabilities we have. We cannot probably. And also we were not very much united also at that period of time. So first Gandhi built unitedness, right? Mass movement. He united the people against the Britishers. So obviously when we are united, we can pull down any empire. Even in Vietnam happened the same way. US, such a mighty, couldn't win Vietnam War. Right. So such kind of example we can quote here. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy, break them psychologically. Very important, break them psychologically. If the enemy is very, very strong in terms of physical and material aspect, what we have to use? A different tactics. See, like Ashoka, after Kalinga war, he saw a lot of bloodshed and all. And Kalinga people, they didn't bow before Ashoka. Even after, entire Kalinga was annihilated. But people of Kalinga, they did not bow before Ashoka. He realized, I can't conquer them. They will die, better than surrender. Then he realized that we can conquer people through dharma or dhamma. That is what he started spreading, dhamma philosophy. And then he conquered the entire, almost a good part of Asia. Good part of Asia. Buddhism was spread during his period. Isn't it? So he could not conquer Kalinga physically he could, but not emotionally. He could only physically, yes, he had so much of defense capabilities and all, he could win, he could annihilate the people, but he could not subdue the people. He could not subdue the people. He only annihilated them. So such kind of example we can, there's a lot of example, and current perspective, current perspective in the IR and all we can use, like because nowadays lot of war is going on and all, and what technique we can use to, without fighting, we should subdue our enemy, because that will lead to sustainability and long-term impact. That will lead to long-term impact, because if we go for war or violence, violence breed violence, violence breed violence. The example, there's a lot of example. One example I could give is Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori, he was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. First battle, second battle, but third battle of Taran, he defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. Because nobody likes defeat. Nobody likes defeat, right? So war breeds war. Violence breed violence. Once, okay, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori. Second time also he defeated. But then Muhammad Ghori was not satisfied. His ego was hurt. He wanted to win somehow. And he built the tactics and defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. Isn't it? So violence breeds violence. And again, Muhammad Ghori was also defeated later on. All these things you will study in your history. Isn't it or not? So there's a lot of example. This could be a very good topic if somebody wants to write. Now this topic also I feel little, again people can choose, as I told you, there are subjectivity, any people can choose any topic, but when I have to say very easy topic, number 2 I feel that's very easy. Then this number 4 also I feel it is easy. Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. So life lesson is actually learned through bitter experience, difficult experiences of life. Good experience that will not make you wise, isn't it? Pleasurable experience never makes people wise. Difficult, painful experiences makes people wise. Isn't it or not? When you are defeat, failure makes people wise, because they know, okay, this strategy didn't work, I should use different strategy. And through many failures and all, they'll come to know what is the success mantra. But if somebody just got success by hook, they will not come to know what is success mantra, isn't it? By hook they got success, somehow they got success, isn't it? Like, you know, clearing UPSC prelims once, but after that failing again and again in prelims or in mains. So once by hook you cleared your prelims, but you are not enough well prepared, your concepts are not that clear, so you didn't. But one who knows exactly, they have consolidated their preparation, they know what is success mantra, they'll repeat again and again. They'll repeat it again and again. So what we learn about the life more, it is through bitter experiences. Sorrow or dukha, they teach us more than happiness or pleasure. So you can quote, lot of examples are there from Ramayana to Mahabharata to Buddha to the present day, you can, you know, quote so many examples. Like for example, we were moving towards US and moving away from Russia, but then we realized that US is probably we cannot align with the US goals, and US will always try to arm twist us. Again we went back to Russia. There was a period where we were moving away from Russia, and then we realized no, Russia is our better friend than US, isn't it? So now, and anyway we need to balance. In fact, we need to balance. We are not saying that we should have a, we can build our good relation with US, we can have new friends, but we shouldn't forget our old friends who have helped us, We should never ever leave our old friend, established friend who has already helped us, isn't it? Russia has already proved that they have helped us. So we should not leave the established friendship, isn't it? We can make new friends, but not at the cost of the old friendship. So we learned it through the bitter experiences, that no, who is our real friend, isn't it? Because whenever like choosing between India and Pakistan, US will go with Pakistan only. They will never ever choose India over Pakistan. Maybe because, you know, they have a long established relation with Pakistan. So they'll always may prefer Pakistan over India. So we should also prefer, you know, Russia over any other country. So all these things we learn through bitter experience. Bitter experience make us wise, make us more wise. Happy experience will not make you wise, but bitter experience will make you wise. You start calculating what is good for you and what is bad for you. So you can stretch your essay. Now this number 3, thought finds a word and create one also. Now this topic is again, first of all you need to understand. So in comparison to these 4 topics, all the 4 topics, I feel number 4 and number 2 is quite easy, I guess. Means it is more easy to understand and relatable. Number 1 and number 3 little abstract in comparison to 2 and 4. So number 3 talks about the thought finds a word and create one also. So everything starts with a thought only, isn't it? Human civilization started with idea and thoughts. We were a nomadic people, and then we settled. When we started doing agriculture. We led a settled life. Then we realized that yes, through agriculture and all, we can lead a settled life. We don't have to be a hunters and gatherers. Or for example, Newton. Newton saw the apple falling from the tree. Then he realized there is a gravity. So all the inventions and discoveries comes with certain kind of thoughts, and then they create a standards. They create a standards. Isn't it or not? So Newton gave a law of motion or law of gravity. Who gave a law of motion? Newton only, right? So law of motion, law of gravity, isn't it? And he created one principle, standard, which the world started following. So that is what thought finds a world and create one also. So he became the creator. First of all, his idea found a place in the world, isn't it or not? Because he could explain well. Who was that person who's like Galileo, right? I think he was Galileo, or who was hanged for saying that the earth is spherical, not flat. Or sorry, sun is revolving around the sun, earth. Who? Copernicus or Galileo? Anyway, you find it out that some scholar, I'm not able to recall exactly who was the person. He said that the sun is actually the earth is revolving around the sun, and for that the person has to face the death. But later on the world came to know, whatever his theory was correct, isn't it? But for that he has to face the death. So that was thought finds a world and create one also. So now your AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, all these is what? Inventions and discoveries. So now the world has started accepting. When the computer was initially launched, people were very much resistant. They were not accepting it, because we don't like change. We don't like change, because whenever change happens, it creates certain kind of trouble and problem, isn't it or not? We have established way of living. Suddenly certain things come, change come, and we are habitual of we are so habitual of living life like that. So when new things come, it becomes very difficult to adapt and adopt. So that's why it is painful. So we don't like change. We like stability. As things are going. So that is what, when computer was introduced, people were not ready to accept. But later on, people accepted it, because they came to know its benefit and all. Similar way, AI, where lot of resistance is going against AI, that the job losses will happen and this, that and that. But slowly people have started using it, isn't it? So that is what the topic is. Thought finds a world and create one also. So again, you need to have an idea and having understanding of the topic. Then only you will be able to write good essay. So what is the takeaway from this, the essay of 2025? Takeaway. So when you compare, 2024, can somebody come here and to make it 2024 essay? Arvind, come. One minute. Chalo, karo. So just I'll have a little comparison from 2024. Increase karo. So if we have to compare from 2024 essay, And 2025 essay, I would say that it is almost similar. This was also based, philosophical based, and 2024 or 25 also philosophical based. Here little, this one I would say forest precedes civilization and deserts follow them. It was little more directly to climate change. One can very easily relate that it is related with climate change, right? But in 2025 essay, all the essay you have to really think about it. It was more philosophical. There was not direct essay, philosophical, but then I would say easy also. Some of the topics were very easy and recurring in nature. I have already discussed, isn't it? In section B, we were seeing how those last two topic, third and fourth question, they were very much recurring and easy also. And similar way in your section A also, there was topic which out of 4 you can easily find one topic that you can write really well, but then choose the topic really well. That is very important. Read the topic very well, and then finally you choose in which, first of all, you have understood properly, thoroughly the topic. Make it sure that you understood very well and you have enough of content to support that essay. Okay, so choosing is very important. The empires of the future will be the empires of the mind. There is no path to happiness. See this question, and your life is a journey. It is similar or not? Life is a journey, and this essay, there is no path to happiness. Happiness itself is a path. Yes, and containment wala. Containment, both the topics is somewhere relating. So that's why such kind of topic is recurring. And this question also, you see, the doubter is a true man of science, and just the topic I talked about in 2025. Which one? The thought will find the world. And this topic, the doubter is a true man of science. So if I keep on doubting and I have a lot of curiosity in my mind, they are the one who actually, they are the discoverer and inventor. Isn't it or not? When Newton, he says on so many people, the apple would have fallen, nobody would have thought like that. That is, there is a law of gravity and all. Isn't it? But Newton thought. So he was a person, a curious and all. Doubter is a true man of science. So if you want a person who is more scientific, is the one who doubts. Doubts means there is a question in mind, curiosity. If you are not a curious, you are just a taker. You are not a producer. You are not a giver. Isn't it? You are just a taker. Mil gaya, he created, I am taking that fruits, that's all. Consumer. You become the consumer, not the producer. But a true doubter is a true man of science, and they are called the producer, inventor, discoverer. See, section B. And this question also, I can say this is bit direct. So in the 2024, I can say that two questions were a little more direct. One in section A, forest, that is very much related to climate change. And in section B, I can say this question, social media is triggering fear of missing out amongst the youth, precipitating depression and loneliness. So this is again very direct question on social media. Right? How social media is leading to fear of missing out. So somebody who understood the topic, they are more kind of direct. They are more kind of direct. But in 2024, all the topics were more analytical. They were more analytical. And then next, nearly all men can stand adversity, but the test of character give him power. Again, philosophy based. All ideas having large consequences are always very simple, philosophical. The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. But all these topic is very easy, I can say. All the topics of 2024 essay, I can say they were more easy. So if I have to compare between 2024 and 25, I can say 25 little abstract, but then we can certainly find one topic which we can write very nicely. We can write very nicely. Isn't it? But yes, 2025 were more based on philosophical topics. Almost all the topics were based on philosophical, and then we have to truly, first of all, truly understand the meaning of the topic and then move forward with the essay. All right. So I hope this session was useful to you in analyzing that how, and now I think you are in a position to understand that you have to take the essay very, very seriously. You have to make effort, extra effort for developing good or writing well your essay. It's many time what happen, people ignore, they prepare for GS, they prepare for all the subjects, but somehow they ignore essay. Essay does not require so much, definitely the kind of effort you put in essay and the marks you can get is tremendously very, very different. Just 1/4, even not even 1/4 of the effort, very less effort is required. You have to just write and get it evaluated well. You have to write essay. Does not require much, you don't have to prepare like history, polity, geography. I am preparing and working on the concepts and all. Whatever you prepared for your history, polity, geography, economy, IR and all, those ideas, those informations, you have to somehow relate with the essay and write. But then you have to write. And marks, you see, people are getting 140, 150, 130, aram se 130, 20 to aram se you can get. Just decently if you write, if you have understood the topic well, and decently if you have written 120, 30 to like that only you will get. But somehow if you have not been able to understand the topic well, or you have written well starting, but then if you have deviated in the middle or somewhere, then your marks, you may not get a desirable marks. So every time you have to read it again. Acha, what is the question? Again write. It's not like sometime it happen, we start well and then we deviate from the topic. That shouldn't be there. Any question? All right, so with this we'll end the session and hope this session's been useful to you and you will make best use of it. Thank you. All the best.